I think we also missing a whole nother avenue. Right. Passion. Find your passion, right? Because life is short. You'll spend however many years, right? Like we were talking about a age of 55 to retire. It's people who don't make it to 55, so enjoy doing it. I gotta enjoy the journey, because everybody's thinking about the goal. Like you said, like what's the goal that you're trying to get to? Educate, like will the education that you had, like will that get you to your goal?
Probably not.
Forget all of that. I'm not worried about my degree. I'm not worried about my occupation. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm not worried about anything else. But am I happy?
Humble Brag Podcast, episode 9. We are back, the original 4.
Back in the building.
What's poppin', man? What's good, fellas?
Man,
What's up?
we back, baby.
We are back.
Wait, before we get started, I just want to say shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah,
like
facts,
I know we've been saying that a lot, but truly, like it's all love over here. Like we love y'all.
Man.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Real.
Appreciate the subscribers, the views, the comments.
We see
the
everybody.
Suggestions. Yeah, man. We see everybody.
We appreciate all the love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey man, what's going on, fellas? I feel like we ain't linked up in a little minute. What's up? What's up?
Life's been a grind. Like,
Been moving. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With everything going in this economy, you gotta go a little bit harder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta go harder.
Gotta go harder.
Yes, sir.
For the legacy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Facts.
That part. Everybody good?
Everybody good.
Yeah, man. Could be better.
We got
but
something.
good.
We got something different. It's a different type of bottle.
Yeah, different
It
type
look
of bottle.
cool.
Yeah.
I ain't never had this one. Jerm. What you get?
Hey man, we chopping it up with the Buck Shack today. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon.
They say yay oh.
You know what I mean? So, it's different. Hey, last week we switched it up with the whiskey.
Yeah.
To kind of give you all a little bit of the same type of flavor, but in a wine format. We got the Buck Shack. It's in a bourbon aged type of like container. And yeah, if you want to give a little bit of notes on there.
Yeah, I read it. So it says nestled deep in our vineyards. 100-year-old skinning shed called Yay Old Buck Shack.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this from, Jerm?
I got it from around the way.
Round the way.
It said we love the beauty and history of this old building, restored it, and converted it into a whiskey bar on our property. Called it Sheep Camp. The shack looks and feels like an old Western movie, and it serves as a special place for us to gather and use bad judgment. What's going on, Jerry?
I don't know.
Babe, so I heard you say earlier though, it's 2019. Well, what's the rating on it? You said 4.1 on Vino.
4.1 on Vivino.
Yeah.
We're gonna give our rating today too.
Can't wait to get my rating.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's a little smell test, man. I'm ready. I'm ready.
It gave us the visual. I love the bottle.
I love the bottle. Me too. It smells smooth.
Yeah, it smells real smooth.
It smells real smooth.
Can I go as far as to say this is the best smelling one we had?
It might
think,
be.
bro,
It's up there.
it's up there for
It's
sure.
up there.
Hey, Jerry, what would you do if I was swishing this and it accidentally went on your carpet?
We're gonna have to fight. Gotta put them gloves on. Shout out Eli.
Yeah. Keep on.
All right.
Hey, cheers up,
fellas.
Hey, listen.
fellas, man.
To the grind.
Hey, it's
to
good
all
to
night.
be back, man.
It's good to be back, man.
Be back.
Hey, love y'all boys. Jerry, this is different. I like it.
That's smooth.
It's smooth.
Yeah,
that's
too
smooth, man. Oh my gosh.
It's smooth.
All right, so my rating on this, just off the rip.
This is giving
Nah, for
little
real.
bel-
That's
little
good,
velvet
bro.
too. Little
That's
velvet
good,
too.
bro. I like that.
That tastes like a deep cherry.
Definitely cherry.
Very
Definitely
jammy.
cherry.
It's very jammy for sure.
That'd be good with short ribs.
Easy. For real though. I get this an 8.
See
Yeah,
the legs on
that's
that
good.
thing. See
I
the
like
legs
that.
on that. What you
Buckshot.
get?
THB Score 8. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but I say 8.
Shout out to Buckshot.
Man,
This is
8.5.
really a really good wine. Really good wine.
Yeah. I ain't know about this. I'm gonna get this one next.
I ain't never heard of it, but I've heard of it now.
Hey, Jeff, what's the alcohol content?
Definitely gonna
14
tap
and a
in. Oh. Oh.
Bourbon aged, man. Bourbon aged, man.
Hey.
So when you say bourbon aged, is that like a wine kind of
It's aged
mixed with a whiskey
it's-
or a
it's
bourbon?
aged-
Like
it's
what is
aged in
that? What is that?
bourbon
mean?
barrel.
barrel.
Okay. Okay.
barrels there. Hey, listen, y'all. Last time they were sweating over here.
Yeah. What you mean?
Y'all sweating on the whiskey?
Oh yeah. The
Something
Uncle
about
Nearest.
whiskey make you hot.
They
Yeah.
do.
The
Yeah.
Uncle Nearest.
It make you hot.
It's either hot or it's hot in her.
Hey, shout out to Jerry, bro. Shout out to Jerry.
With the clothes
It
on.
took a minute.
Man, how long it take for the air to cut on in your house? Let that be the topic.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what we
No,
talking
but
about
speaking of topics,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
y'all see how I'm dapper
You
down.
got that. You got that.
Hey, come on, man.
Yeah,
Carolina
yeah.
all day.
Get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
don't know if we can say
Hey,
that.
that's I don't care. At the end of the day,
shout out to the boys, man. 7-1, man.
Shout out to the Tar Heels.
Yeah,
they had me
man.
nervous at first, but they balling.
Yeah. Facts.
We need to beat weight. Maybe go to the game or something. Anyway,
Yeah. How's it feel about with the team this year, man? Doing well. You know, when y'all were there, y'all had little ups and downs, but when you see teams actually doing well, though, like what are y'all looking for?
Now we actually went 11-1 regular season 2015.
We did.
11-1. Hey, I seen somebody talk about having. I seen somebody talking about having rings. You know, I got 2 coastal rings.
Yeah.
We do, right?
Feel me?
So we know a good team, we know a bad team. And when this season started off, they had a couple easy, entry games.
Entry games.
that's what had us shook. You ain't really know.
And we like, hold on, they struggling against
they
some of the teams
struggling
that should be
They kept scoring
dominating.
a lot.
And then the Notre Dame game had me like, okay,
Yeah.
we
We
might not win another game this year. But man, they turn it on. I mean,
turn it
you
on.
got Drake May.
Drake May. He
balling.
making a name for himself.
Give it to him.
Yeah, Drake May. We got a couple of star players that's injured, but we got some people stepping up in their place.
Yeah.
And then the defense is stepping up. Gene Chiswick is getting them
Why am
right.
I blanking on the receiver's name though? He's a GOAT.
Josh Downs.
Josh
Ooh.
Downs.
Is he hurt now?
Nah, he's
good.
good.
He went crazy this past game.
Crazy.
Yeah. So my thing is, with that being said, like when you have an offense that can score good points, you're gonna win games. You know what I'm saying? But through the weeks, we found a lot of loopholes in the defense, and I think they're trying to iron it out. And we gotta iron it out before we get to like that ACC championship.
We definitely gonna
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, hey man, keep grinding, fellas. Keep
I mean,
grinding.
both of y'all play DB.
Yeah.
I think their weakest point was the defensive backs, and lately, like the last 2 or 3 games, especially second half, they've been able to shut down the pass.
I mean,
so-
they got a star-studded corner. I just think like they let people. I don't know. They just missing assignment.
Yeah,
Who's
bro,
that,
I
Duck?
think that's what it is, man.
Grimes.
I think that's really what it is. Just missing assignments, man. It take one play.
One play.
That's all it take. One bad read, one missed assignment. That's it. Yeah.
Back with them, man.
And we got Wake Forest coming up, so
Yeah. All right, but listen. Now we talking about school, right?
yep.
We talking about our teams. I think the topic today is did y'all feel college is worth it? I mean, because we talked about it a lot, and you know, we obviously love our alma mater. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, sir.
North Carolina
Yes, sir.
alumni. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But what are y'all thoughts, man? Because like I've talked to so many people who say it's worth it, it ain't worth it. You know, like
So ask the question one more time. What's the question?
is college worth it in general? It can be undergrad, MBA. We can talk about it all. But I'm just curious to see like what's y'all thoughts on y'all own process and.
So
That's a good.
Yeah. So this question can be broke down from 2 different aspects. You know what I mean? From
Many.
bettering your mind, or just becoming a man or a woman, or whatever it is on that side of the spectrum. So as far as like becoming a better person, like coming into yourself and just figuring out life, college is one of the best experiences you can have, you know?
But what's the other side? I got a feeling I know.
But the other side is like, is college worth it if you want to be an accountant, if you want to be a business person?
Hold on.
If you want to be, you know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? So to me, like, it's definitely worth it, but I think more on the side of just figuring yourself out. you're away from home. Like, I started college 6 days after graduating high school.
Yeah.
So I was just thrown in the fire, like, figure it out.
I mean, I think one disclaimer though is that we all went to school,
Yeah.
and we all graduated.
All graduated, yeah.
So
Class of 2016, man.
I think
Shout out.
for us to be, this conversation might be one-sided a little bit, but at the same time, we all have know people who maybe didn't go to college, right? That are successful or maybe
Highly successful.
And then, like, as you mentioned, kind of like that first part, becoming a better person or becoming, you know, yourself.
Just figuring yourself out, yeah.
College definitely will train you. College will definitely test you, and through the challenges that you face in college, I know, like, from an athletic perspective, you know, we always talk about how sports has kind of created this, like, mindset that we have as, you know, as men, and as, you know, even in business.
Yeah.
But tough classes, man.
But I think it helped though, bro. I think all that, like kind of like you were just saying, tough classes, I wouldn't want any other way, because it's not about the classes, it's not what you learn, because we were talking about this, bro, like some of the stuff we learn, like we're econ majors, some of the stuff we learn, like microeconomics and macroeconomics, like, yeah, we know the basics, but like, do we remember every single thing? No. Especially if we're not doing it on an everyday basis. But it was the fact that we had to use our brain to figure it out. You know what I mean? I think that's different. Kind of like what Keith was saying, like, yeah, you can come to your own, but where else could you possibly do that though?
Yeah.
Well, I think too, I think it's about the person's background and where they're coming from. Like, everybody doesn't have the same opportunities.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from the same, you know, they don't have the same exposure to things.
Yeah, facts.
Like, so college really could help somebody that doesn't know really much about what's going on in the world. They may be coming from a small town. They may be coming from a city that doesn't have any
And you
opportunity.
meet all different walks of life.
Yeah,
like people
from all over.
from overseas, like in different countries, and then like you meet people who had a totally different opposite lifestyle of what you had. So, you know, you meet somebody who's very wealthy and somebody who's like middle class or somebody who's poor. Like, I think you get to see it all, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like you were just saying,
Yeah, the full spectrum. You get to see everything.
Yeah.
But there can be times where, in this day and age, especially in our industry, in the tech industry, a college degree is not so much lauded now. It's not the biggest thing on
Which
the
is
totem
crazy
pole.
to think about, though.
Yeah, because when you hear the term tech, you think, oh, he's smart, or, you know what I'm saying? Or he got this degree, or he got that degree, but essentially it may not be like that. So I think that's a huge misperception.
Yeah.
While diving into this conversation, because like you said, it's not really prominent in tech no more.
Because I think how college has been. If we think about it, ever since we've been born, and even our parents, college has really been the same. The format, classes,
take your 4 years, go get a job.
Everything has been the exact same thing, but the world has changed.
Tremendously.
So college being able to apply all the time for everyone.
Some of the smartest kids don't even go to college.
Yeah, exactly. Or don't finish.
And I think one of y'all said that. I think maybe you said that, and it's like, I know some very smart people who didn't go to college, bro, and I'm like, and they're super well off, and it's like, man, I mean, I get it, cause they started their own company, whatever, and it takes a lot, bro. It takes a lot of guts and stuff to do that. But for me though, and it's kind of what we were talking about in our pre-conversation, with college, man, it's just like, there's some experiences that I personally don't feel I can get anywhere else. So like, for example, like, bro, all of us are like brothers. You know what I'm saying? We got that from college. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Could we have linked up after? Yeah. And we have a friend that linked up with us after. But he only linked up with us because we were in a group already.
Through Charles.
Through Charles, you know what I'm saying? And so like, when I think about that, it's like, we wouldn't have got that experience, because it's like, yeah, we can go out and party, but like, bro, we had no care in the world in college. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking about like, oh, I gotta pay this light bill.
You did not. You did not.
I was trying to figure out where my next meal.
Let us in, please.
Can I get one of your meal vouchers?
Meal vouchers.
That's it.
Yeah, but no, the experience is the true value that we, you know, were able to get from Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of fun, man. I mean, you know, and we did the partying, right? But I think that's what you maybe don't get to experience by not going to school. But every school has its own its own different experience, right? Like I was looking at one of my friends on Instagram, North Carolina Central just had homecoming.
Bro, he just took the thought out of my head. I was literally about to dive into just like, go ahead.
You know, he went to HBCU, right? And that homecoming is totally different. We didn't get to experience that. That's a different.
You want to see like
If you didn't go, if you didn't
Joe
go,
Hill. They over there getting right. I'm like, I'm with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
and that's what I was used to though, growing up. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
from Greensboro. Every single year we went to G-Home.
But see, I did too. So I want to win something state. That's my mom's out. WSSU. You know what I'm saying?
And I wanted to go to A&T, but they didn't give me any money.
Oh, wow.
Carolina, shout out, they got a good financial aid program. So
Is that what drove your decision to go to Carolina? I'm curious, like what was it, like a financial decision? Was it a sports decision? Was it the education?
yeah, for me, for sure, it was financial. I don't want my parents to have to pay for anything. Like wherever I gotta go, even if I didn't get into my top, choice at the time, which my top choice was Harvard, because I got to go there when I was in ninth grade. We'll go 8th grade going into 9th grade. I got to go there and meet like kids from all over the world and everything, and that was pretty dope. I was like, man, I want to come here. But when I applied, I didn't get in. I probably could have pursued it more and eventually got in, but Carolina had opportunities, scholarship opportunities I was able to go up and interview for, and I was like, man, A&T, I want to come here, but y'all not really giving me what I want.
You're not trying to, But that's funny though, because like I want to go to Harvard too, which is weird. But I'm gonna tell you why I didn't want to go anywhere. So like I wanted to go initially because it's Harvard, bro. Like everyone knows Harvard. And we went on a visit there. Like me, my mom, my dad, we flew up there. And
for football or academics?
For football.
Okay.
But I had like a 4.3 GPA in high school, so like it was translating over a little bit.
Okay.
I ain't the smartest kid, but like they're going.
No, you smart, Peanut. You smart.
But listen, you know screw me over though. The SAT, bro. Like I didn't have no. That's why I was telling I was telling somebody this recently. Like we didn't grow up with people saying like, oh, you need to study for this and this and this. Like I went to the PSAT and I'm like, yo, I don't know how this is. It's crazy. But it's because like our mindset was like in algebra 1, algebra 2, like that stuff didn't prepare us for SAT. Yeah. They show you Latin words. I'm like, bro, you know where I'm from? We don't even speak our English.
Well, on that point though, when we were in high school, did we start thinking, man, I want to go here, or I want to go? When was that?
I would say when I got the call, like, because football, right? So I got the call. Coach Reno, he was like, hey man, like, I'm a recruiter for Harvard. I'm like, Harvard? I'm like, Mom, y'all may be going to Harvard. So we flew up there, and that was the whole thing, right? Yeah. But like, then when I couldn't get the, like, I think you need like an 1800, like out of 2400. I was at,
that's hard.
I was at like a 15, 16, and I took that test 6 times, and I'm done. But he's like, oh, you can come up here. He's like, you can come up here.
6? You was going crazy.
Bro, battle. Bro, I was trying so hard to get in. I'm like, yo, this be dope. Yeah. But I tell you what, though, we took a visit there. And one of the guys, bro, like, didn't show us no love, and I just felt off. You know what I mean? I'm like, this ain't the spot for me. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna be happy here. Although, like, you get the camaraderie and everything, like, I wasn't gonna be happy there. Yeah. And then I took a visit at Carolina. I'm like, the
vibes.
The vibes, bro.
Yeah. I procrastinate. So I'm sure there's some people out there that procrastinate.
Last minute Brunson.
Last minute. Now
everything.
So College Board was a thing at the time, and I was applying to any school that didn't need an essay. I applied. If you don't need an essay, I'm gonna just send you what I got, right? And then I did choose some of my top schools, like Wake Forest was one of them, Vanderbilt,
Vandy,
yeah, Kentucky, and I got into. I applied to 13 schools. I got into all of them except for Vanderbilt.
I was about to say you got it right up. I mean, you that guy.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. And I also applied to Georgia Tech. I didn't get into Georgia Tech either. So both of those 2 schools, my goal to go there was like medical. Like, I wanted to get into the medical field.
Dr. Brunson.
So and obviously some things have changed since then. But for me, it was like my experiences as a kid, like losing my siblings, and then so many other like medical challenges. I was like, I want to be the difference, like for the black culture.
But see, that's dope. You was thinking about that at such a young age. You know what I mean? Because that wouldn't have never crossed my mind.
And when I started going football business, I'm like, who's throwing the dopest parties? That's all I need to know.
Facts.
I took a visit to Campbell. That party was not dope. Anybody went to Campbell? It was like a little house party. It was like 13 people in there.
Campbell is not it.
So,
But
go ahead.
yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I ended up going to Carolina. Again, last minute, because I had actually paid room and board to go to Kentucky. Calipari was there.
That
It
was
was
a
like-
dope experience.
it was-
John Wall was there. Maybe?
Yeah, well-
that was a little bit after you.
I don't.
Yeah, that would have been after.
Oh,
a little bit after.
2012.
But you know they were rocking after that. So.
Either way,
Yeah,
Kentucky
you were
was
good.
lit.
Yeah, you were good. Yeah.
So, yeah, we went. I did the room and board, everything. The next week, Coach Cap called me. Right, Coach Cap called me. And was like, "Hey, you know, we see that you applied. You got accepted. We got some opportunities for preferred walk on, and we want you to come take a visit, unofficial."
Home state.
Man, and then my mom was like, "It's so much closer to home."
Yeah.
I took the visit and the vibe, like you said, you just it felt like home, man.
Yeah,
like the
bro.
coaches was loving on you. The facilities were nice at the time.
So-
Nothing compared to what they are now.
So, did you have any association with Kentucky in football, or was it just straight academic?
I was walking on. I would have walked on.
Okay,
I was planning on walking on basketball.
Yeah, right. He
You trying to let that go, all right? Like, not Kentucky.
So that's dope. So, as you know,
I didn't say Kentucky.
so as you know, most of my
Hold on, I really hoop. I really hoop.
Disclaimer, I really
different though.
He really hoop.
different. So most of my college knowledge came obviously through football, but I did go to I wouldn't say it was more of like a prestigious high school in Charlotte, Philip Berry Academy of Technology. So it was 3 fields in this
That boy
school.
said the whole name.
Medical, IT, engineering. So you had to kind of focus in one of those areas, and if you didn't pass those core classes, that you had to leave the school. So that was I was always like surrounding myself with people who were academically driven, and just so having football came kind of in the shadow of that. You know what I mean? And like I said, in my high school, I had 7 people go to Carolina out of my class. Kiera being one of them, Dominique Harris. So
I know Dom. Hey,
shout out to
hey,
Dom.
shout out to Dom. He helped me.
So yeah, that was just, and it's funny you say Kentucky, because Kentucky was my first offer, like my first D1 offer, and then my 10th grade year through senior year, I went on to have 14 offers. So I took official to Louisville. Coach Charlie Strong was there at the time. I took a visit to Kentucky and Carolina, but me looking out for my family, wanting to be close to home, that's like kind of like you saying, I made that decision like, I'm gonna stick to Carolina. So I was a Butch Davis boy, and 2 weeks after I committed, he got fired. So I ended up opening my recruitment back up, went to Louisville, and great vibe, showed me mad love. And one of my teammates, Nick Dawson, he played linebacker at Louisville, but I just didn't vibe with the city, bro. The city, it was just like your best student housing in the middle of the hood. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't like feeling that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Then I was thinking about my mom and them traveling up for games and stuff. So Carolina was a great decision, and obviously I got to meet y'all. And
So,
that was it.
Okay.
Also,
All right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something off of the whole thing that we just talked
Yeah,
about.
go ahead.
For me, it was a little bit different. I guess the mindset and the perspective that I had
You more
was
academic.
more academics, play sports and things, but I knew that's not my main. I'm not trying to play sports all my life. That wasn't really something that was in my mind that I'm like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I know I'm an athletic individual, but I knew I had gifts in other areas with leadership and things like that. And so when I was at in high school, one of the main things that I did, I always wanted to go to college because my parents was constantly like, yo, hey, you got to be thinking about things higher outside of just, you're not going to be in high school all your life.
Yeah.
Make your connections, make your impact, and then figure out what you want to do. So going to college was important, but also making sure parents didn't have to pay, but also, am I going to be able to create a life and a foundation for myself that's lucrative? I was thinking about money, thinking about wealth, being able to support the family. I was thinking about that. The things that popped up was medical field, IT, business. I took a few business courses while I was in high school, and I was like, I'm already good in the IT space. And I'm already good in computers and technology. So boom. Carolina had a pretty good computer science program.
AT&T.
A&T.
But wait.
Hey, we gonna let
A&T.
y'all don't come out there.
A&T, bro. Don't come in on that. It came out
Wait.
too quick.
Wait, so I just heard what you said about how you were just thinking about all this stuff. So with me, it's like football kind of paralyzed all that. Because once I knew I was kind of like, I was D1 able and I had coaches calling this and that, like the focus became football. You know what I mean? Even though I was academically driven also because I had to be. And I always told my mom, like, my grades will never be an issue where I can't play football. I can go to any college in the country I want for football, and my grades will never be a factor for that. But I graduated. Listen, so fun fact, y'all didn't even know this, but I graduated 23 out of 386 in my class.
I respect that.
Not Harvard. I wasn't gonna try to go to Harvard anyway.
I know, I respect that.
But you get what I'm saying though? Like football kind of
You smart.
Football kind of paralyzed that. Like, let me think about like IT or business, or I just want to go to school and play ball, and whatever came from that. You know what I mean? And but yeah, so.
And also on that, and I know Jeff, you're gonna go. Also, while I was in high school, I founded an organization called Men of Destiny. Focusing on.
You were like,
He the same now that he was before. Like in high school.
Did a lot of different things, man. But I always wanted to like help my people around me, like uplift, just like how we doing, man. Like that's why this is so like passionate for me, cause we're uplifting one another. And that main focus of Men of Destiny was minority males, showing them being able to go to different colleges, being able to get volunteer hours around the city, so that you have something. When you're applying to these colleges, they need to see that you have more things. You're well-rounded. Outside of, even if you did athletics, there's some other things.
Everybody do athletics pretty much. They use something.
Exactly. And everybody in that first cohort, when we established it, everybody got a college offer and went to college.
That's dope.
That's dope.
You know what? I'm gonna plug somebody in right here, and I think you'll be a great fit. And I'm thinking about opening a chapter here. So we can do it together.
Definitely.
It's called the Gentleman's Retreat. Shout out to my guy Ken. So what they do is in inner city Bronx, rough, right? They take these kids and they gotta apply and everything, but they take these kids and they show them, they show them all over. But they give them interest in like to different companies, so they can go through the walkthrough. Let's say I don't know, company X, they go in and do a walkthrough. They get to meet executives and all that stuff. And then they do a retreat every single year, like. This previous year, I think they did Montana, but no, they did Rhode Island before. I went up to Rhode Island when I was in New York, and they stay in mansions, bro. Like it's dope. It's like
giving that exposure.
Yes, it's a really good experience. And so, pretty much like these kids, they all got internships and stuff coming out of college, and then, or let's say high school, and then when they graduate to college, they still keep coming back, and then once they get through college, it kind of follows them until they get like a job, right? But it's like it's all about connections and like. But we should really like.
Yo, that's dope. That's
I would
dope,
love
bro.
to do that, man.
But once you stated the concept of what they do, what is it called?
The Gentleman's Retreat.
Dude, that's pretty dope. I think that'll be something we can like dive into.
And the guy who started it, bro, he got caught up because he was in that system. You know what I'm saying? He got caught up, had to go to jail, but he got out. And when he got out, he's like, I'm gonna change everybody else's life who was around there, and he's like really chill guy. But he's like, man, my circumstances put me in that. And now I'm trying to be better. And he went to Providence University, which is a really good university.
Wow.
But
that's deep.
he turned his life around, so it's really dope. But we'll definitely we gotta all tap into that.
Yeah, that might need to be something we definitely.
That's important, man. That's important because like at a young age like that, you don't really have examples. You may not have like support. So being able to have those experiences, man, really shows that I can actually do something.
So I think we all we kind of similar, bro. Cause like in my situation, I just knew that I got like the best of both, right? So like my situation was like, all right, I know I'm smart. What can I really do with that? And then on the other side, like I'm good at football too. So what can I really do with that?
Are you good?
I was good. But I was an athlete. But my biggest thing was like trying to figure out. Cause my dad used to always tell me, if you got two things that can never hurt you, you always gonna win. You got street smarts, you got book smarts. So I really strive to have both. And I learned the street smart came natural because that's where I'm from. I had to learn the books. So
Where you from, Peanut?
LA, North area. I know what it is.
828.
828. But listen, bro, you gotta realize, well, we in such a small town, similar to all of us, we're all in small towns. We had to figure out a lot of stuff on our own, you know what I'm saying? And I look at a lot of the people I came up with, that was the difference, right? Like my mindset was like, I would go to school and I see people at Duke and I take these visits. I'm like, it's a different world out here, bro. Like these people are doing it different.
Facts,
and then so that made me go harder when I especially when I took them unofficial visits, like your junior year. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I gotta go to school. Like it's love out there. So but that when you consume like a little small town, you don't really think that way. And so for me, is college worth it? Just from that aspect, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because without it, I wouldn't be the same person, bro. Like, who knows? I could be working in a factory. Nothing wrong working in a factory, but like, that just wasn't for me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my own path, you know?
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like college is worth it because of the experience, especially when you start the interview, when you come out of college. Especially, like, I think, and as you said, the world's changing. So 2016, when we graduated, having a bachelor's degree is solid, right? As I want to continue to progress, a bachelor's degree, everybody has one. You know what I mean? Yeah. And maybe not everybody, right? But for the most part, a lot of people have it. But then again, so my wife being in the education world, working at a community college, I'm able to kind of see the benefits of going to a community college, right? And I'm thinking like, man, had I done that, I could be somewhere else now in my professional career, right? Now I kind of was driven, like you said, my parents was like, hey, you need to go to the school, right? And they didn't say you need to.
Touch base on that though. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, you could have been somewhere else if you went to community college.
And I will. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna come full flow. But I was kind of like programmed as a kid to say like, college is your next step out of high school.
That's it.
It was really.
Yeah.
If it wasn't me going to college, then like you said, the thought process is if I don't go to college, then I'm gonna be staying at home with my parents.
Yeah.
What do you think about
Go to the military. Did your dad tell you?
No, my dad said you can do one thing. You're not staying in the house, and you go to the military. I guess I said I ain't going to the military.
I ain't going to the military.
Hey, no.
Right.
Sorry.
So with the community college, there's these programs that students are kind of like fed into. If they want to apply themselves to these programs. When they kind of complete the program, it puts them in a guaranteed career at so many different companies. Tesla is one of them.
So kind of like a trade.
Trade, right? Engineering, things like that. I know Davis County Community College, you go into NASCAR. So it's so many. A 4-year degree is not necessary to be successful. And I hope that people understand
A 0-year degree is not necessary to be successful.
Exactly. You're right. Right. But it's just good to know, like, hey, it's a million ways to make $1 million. For sure. But for us, since we experienced it, it has been very valuable for us. And then when we get into these meetings and we get into the work environment, a leader that I had a meeting with last week was talking about business maturity, right? And I was thinking to myself, like, what I've kind of become as a manager and as a leader at my company is all because of the experiences I had in school, right?
Facts.
From talking to Ms. Russell, right, in academic advising, and going through those conversations about planning and what courses to take.
Are we gonna make it?
Am I gonna pass this
way? Please tell me.
Being on time, right? From Coach Lou, if you show up late, it's gonna be HELL. I mean, it's so many things. I can give you 1,000 examples of what we experienced in college that I'm applying every day in the work environment. And it's not economics.
Exactly.
Jeff was like, "Hey, you remember economics?" I was like,
"No."
I remember walking down the hall.
He remembers supply and demand. He remembers supply and demand, which is a good thing to know.
I do remember supply and demand, but and I got my degree.
I'm saying this because I asked him because we took a lot of classes together. And I'm like, you remember? He said, I don't remember none of that. I'm like, okay.
You're not gonna remember everything from college, man.
No, for sure.
But the things that you do remember,
I think
are what hold you, and you can apply it.
I want to go off what he just said though, because I think he's leading into it perfectly. So I was gonna ask you, now that you're in all of us in the real world, we're doing our thing. Do you still feel like it's worth it professionally though? Like, of course, the experience that we had, we wouldn't trade it for nothing. But like, do you think professionally in the job that you in, or the career opportunities that you have coming up, whatever they may be, do you think your degree is actually helping you?
So this is what I would say. think about all the guests that we've had so far, right? Each one we've asked, hey, did you get a degree in that? And each one have said no. Vip, journalism? No. Right? Sean, were you in like the finance world? No. Right? Chewy, were you communicate? I mean, like, you know, what did you study to get you to where you are? And a lot of them, Jasmine, they didn't do those things, right? But they've taken what the little bit of the C's that they got in college, which is not the same degree field, but they're doing it successfully where they are outside of school. What I will say though is 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, if I could go back, what I would have done is I wouldn't have procrastinated, right? Because
last minute process. I could put that on every slide. Last minute process.
I remember I couldn't go to business school because I didn't have enough prereqs to go to business school, so that's how I had to do economics.
Same here.
Yeah, but never mind.
I didn't even apply. I couldn't apply. It was too late. Because I started out pre-med and I did chemistry and biology.
Yeah, Dr. Brunson.
I didn't even get
Dr. Bronson.
even try to apply to B school.
But going back, like, to your point, I mean, if I knew what I know now then, I would have applied myself a little differently. I would have taken maybe another course because it would, you know, in the world I'm in now, having that business side of things.
So you would have did business.
I would have did business
as an undergrad.
Yeah.
So and so that's, I mean, no, I'm with you. Like, but still, do you think I want to make sure I say this right. Do you think a business degree would have still got you, like, to where you want to be? I guess I don't know if that makes sense, but would it have got you to where you want to be? When I'm saying that in the terms of like a degree or no degree, like if you didn't get a degree, or if you got a degree, do you think you could still be in the same situation or like a similar situation?
I think so. I think so. It'd just be like a different starting point. You know, like I've in my career now, I've seen people that started at the bottom of the totem pole. Now they're, you know what I'm saying, my boss. You know what I'm saying. So definitely, just kind of figuring out where you're starting from and your commitment to whatever role you're doing. And if you can go into a company and say, hey, I'm gonna start here, but I want to be there. You know what I'm saying. And if they see that drive, sometimes a degree don't matter. But like I said, I had little to no experience in what I do now, and I got hired. And a little of it is networking, a little of it is, okay, he got a Carolina degree. He was in a team atmosphere, so you know how to lead people. So in my experience, that's how college helped me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't so much about the name on the degree or what you get your degree in, what you get your master's in. It was more of like those life lessons that just being in college taught you. And playing football taught you how to lead, how to communicate, how to stand up in front of a room and talk to people, how to network. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I've learned about myself is just my ability to adapt. I mean, you talked about this a couple days ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what kind of room I'm in, who I'm talking to, I'm able to have a conversation, hold a conversation. And when you do that, you build credibility. And you can talk to anybody, and people kind of believe in what you're saying. Okay, all right, well, he seemed like he know what he's talking about. So let me listen to him. You know what I'm saying? So from college, that's what college has got me. Just all those little bits and pieces of lessons that kind of bring me together to be credible in what it is that I do.
Now, do you feel like you could have got all that information without going to college, though?
In my situation, no. In my situation, no.
I feel like this question is hard to answer.
It's a tough question.
Because we living our lives, we don't really think about all the subconscious things a part of our whole profile that
until we're there.
Where we're at. Went to college, got these different accolades. You went to a certain type of college.
You balance a lot during that time.
Exactly. You know people. You know, all of these things culminate, allow you to be able to, get into the career that you want to be in. And we don't think about that.
We don't.
However, I think the main underlying thing to where I feel like anybody can be successful, or at least they can take this, you can pick it up if you want to, is having a goal, understanding like an industry that you want to be in.
What if people don't know that though? That's what
this is what I'm talking.
Yeah, that's my next question. What would be your advice to somebody? Because
exactly,
it's tough, man. Like, I don't know.
Before you say that, It's a lot of college students out there who don't know what they're going to
They don't know. They don't know.
No. Especially athletes, man, because you get so, like, for 7 years, I had somebody telling me when to wake up, where to be at this time, what to wear on this day at this time. So it's like
That's why we don't
you get so consumed in like
you think that's the only
that athletic life, then that's really all you think about.
Let me be the first to say it though.
Yeah.
College can be a scam, right? It's a pyramid scheme. Now, hey, listen.
Okay, that's kind of
I want y'all to open with this.
I don't really know about that.
I want y'all. Because again, now listen, you heard me.
I was gonna say, was it? You know.
Yeah, y'all heard me speak on it. I'm very appreciative of my experience. But I also know some people who paid a lot of money because Jern, like you said, I mean, I ended up getting a scholarship where financially it made sense to be there. Right, I'm getting all of this experience, all of these accolades at a price that I can afford. Right, but there are some people who put themselves in lifelong debt. Now, obviously, there's some ways of going about that and get out of debt. But the debt to income ratio for college is not making sense.
That's big.
It's some people who out here that's in a lot of debt, whether it be to go to law school or to go to these top schools.
And not all lawyers make money.
No,
No,
put the glass down.
No, not all lawyers make money.
Right. Not all lawyers make money.
But again, like I said,
people make money.
No, I'm telling you.
we all have been programmed. You hear me out? We all have been programmed that this is what we need to do because this is where we're trying to.
Right.
This is where we're trying to go.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I'm kind of like water. I'll take the path of least resistance. That's not necessarily true. I've done well in my career, but because I want to challenge myself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I get to this block, all right, cool, I'll move this way. I get to this block, I move this way. All right, just like water flows, right?
Good.
I like it.
I like that.
So hear me out.
Like water blows.
Hear me out. So what I'm telling you is this. College isn't for everybody.
It's not.
It's just like credit. It's not for everybody. Go responsibly. I didn't go to ECU because I knew if I would have went to ECU.
Party.
Hey, shout out to ECU. I did have an offer there.
That's ECU. I about went to.
Why? Because it's a party school?
Bro, I went on the business. I'm like, no. Can't do it.
But how do you define a party school? Your maturity level or?
Maturity level, you're partying. What are you talking about?
But do you have to party?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You don't have to party.
You don't have to
But
party.
I know a lot of people that been in ECU got churned up. They ain't make it out of that motherfucker. But what I was saying though too, basically what you were saying, Charles, like it's not for everybody. But I feel like it's very key. When you're younger, going from high school, you just need to have, you don't have to have everything figured out. You just need to have like start thinking about the mindset, the type of life that you want to live. If you can't think about like, hey, I want to live this type of lifestyle, have this type of family. If you're not at least just thinking about that, because us as guys, we're not really trained to think about that all the time when we're younger. The ladies are taught to think about, hey, when I get older, go to college, find a husband, blah blah blah. But the guys, we don't always get that. So I feel like when you're younger, at least having an idea of like
ambition.
Ambition, and like if you go to college, make sure that adaptability, take it most advantage of your opportunity that you got, like that, and then you'll be able to be successful. Like you could give me any like younger mentee, and like if they just follow that from me, like
So my sister, she's a junior at UNC.
Exactly,
It's perfect example.
Fine.
It's fine, but she's a junior at UNC, and she's like, so what should I do? Like how's this major sound? And I'm like, listen, I'm like, if I were you, I would do business. Now, but the business school at Keenan Flagler, Chapel Hill,
that's hard.
Is one of the hardest in the country, bro. Like when I got in, I was blessed to get in. I didn't get in the first time. I cried. You remember I cried?
No, he did.
But then I got in the second time though. But listen, when I try to get in though,
You crying for real?
Nah, for real, just a little bit. Cause I do my
Like a tear fell from your
It was one of them Merino tears. You know what I mean? Like,
If heaven was a mile away.
Yeah.
You got packed up, my bad.
But listen,
boo.
No, I wasn't going. But listen, but you know why though? Was your back
hurting that same week?
You know my back.
You had a lot going going on that week?
At one week, I tore my back out. He looking at me. I was
How you 22 and tear your back out?
No, I was listen, I was half asleep and I was half awake. I heard him come in, he looked at me and said, dang, my boy going through it. He was doing that. Anyway. Nah, so I'll say this though. Kind of like what Jerem's saying, I knew what I wanted, bro. Like, I knew what type of life I wanted. I knew where I wanted to be, and business school was the route for me. Yeah. Right? But hear me out. I'm going to tell y'all that something. The business school is the route for me. I tell my sister all the time, I'm like, you should try for business school. Why? Because kind of like you were saying, you're going to get all the tools that you need. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter if you know what you want to do. It doesn't matter. Like, you're going to figure it out as you go. So that was my mindset, and that's still my mindset. Economics, we knew we weren't going to use that. We said.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, because we also, like, as we were in those classes, we were hearing the rumors about, like, coming out of school making six figures. Like, six figures was always, you talk about, like, gold.
Yeah.
6 figures.
Back in 2015, six figures, you like, yeah,
and you like, out of school, these guys are going into, like, the financial industry making six figures.
I got scammed, though. Did y'all make six? Did anybody come close to making six figures? Like when I say six figures, I mean like
90 plus.
90 plus.
When?
It's 5, but it's 6. You know what I'm saying? 5, but it's 6.
Right out of college?
Out of school, like were y'all even close? Like, bro, I can tell you the amount I made 36,000.
Man,
my paychecks.
Be truthful though. It was a lot wrapped into that though.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I got free housing, so it's really like 52. But
I gotta look up what the wage was.
But listen, but guess what though? But I remember every paycheck, $1,111.65. Never forget. I was like, what can I do with this?
That's a lot of one. Lucky Jeff.
Yeah, $1,111.65. I was like, what can I do with this? Every paycheck.
But you was making it work.
Oh, I made it work.
You was making it work.
I made that thing. I spun that thing around and danced around it, right? But here's my biggest thing though. I look at that. And I know a lot of people coming out of school making six figures. Cause you know that's how it is in Carolina. You meet like, yo, y'all really doing it out here. No. I get out and I'm like, I'm not getting those offers.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, and me and CB used to talk about this talk about this all the time. Being a minority, it's different. And I don't care what nobody say.
Y'all know when we went to Carolina, we were like the smallest minority.
We had like it was like
we were the
0.6,
small.
0.9.
I'm gonna drop
I remember when I graduated, people said, "Oh yeah, you was a part of that class." They didn't have that.
Dr. Stromey used to tell me all these numbers. Dr. Deborah Stromey tell me all these numbers all the time, and I'm like, seriously though, like it's real, bro. When I graduated, there's 4 black people graduated from the business.
Listen to this.
There's only, I think, one in my information science.
I'm gonna drop a fun fact here, and I said this at your wedding. You know what I'm about to say. Only 98% of black athletes don't graduate from Carolina.
That was the number.
98%. So that's majority of the football team, majority of the basketball team. 98%, bro.
Wow. You got the fact check that.
No. That was literally in the Carolina newspaper, bro. I have
Wait, at Carolina they don't graduate?
Yes, at Carolina, bro. At Carolina. But guess what? I'm in that 2%.
But so back to what I'm saying though, really quick, is like the biggest thing that I think, like my biggest thing that I think just shocked me was, man, I did all that work to make $36,000. You know what I'm saying? And listen,
it's a process, man. It's a process.
And I took a chance though. So it was a sales role, right? Where you're supposed to get commission. But I was with a small company and never really paid out.
You ain't selling nothing.
No, it's easy for me to sell.
Humble beginnings, man.
No, but it didn't pan out. So I told my sister, but now, we see sales with a tech company. It's different. Sales with a tech company, you can make anywhere between 200 to 750 easily. So
750,000.
750,000. Yes, let's be real. Yeah, or maybe a mil. It depends. Whatever. I told my sister, I said, you should go into sales. I said, you're gonna sell anything and everything.
A minority.
You're selling yourself every single day. You're gonna sell yourself when you go to these interviews. You're selling them on your potential and your skills, right? And so I'm like, just learn it right now and just do it. And so my biggest thing with her, and I'm like, listen, like, don't give up on it, because I went into sales. I'm like, yo, screw this. I ain't making no money. But now I see on the other side, I'm like, man, if I'd have kept going, I'd have 5-6 years of experience. Yeah. And it's a totally different ball game. You know what I'm saying?
Big thing to talk about real quick, right? And this is what a lot of people will see as you start to interview, you start to apply for jobs, really, a lot of times they say they suggest that you have this education, right? Bachelor, master's, whatever.
Yeah.
They also ask for time, experience in that job.
Y'all cut me out.
Yeah. but so on the flip side, now go ahead. So on the flip side of that, some people who get the experience straight out of high school, work for the job, they've been in leadership roles for 5+ years. But then that's 4 years that we spent getting that education that they strongly suggest.
Yeah, and they're ahead of us because
we don't have any experience. So now you know when we, because now I'm interviewing for leaders, in my org, in my chart.
Realize that he's interviewing for leaders. Don't let that go over your head.
Just to let y'all know, I screen those resumes before we hand them off to him. Humble
You
brag.
can't interview for leaders.
Humble
You ain't
brag.
gonna lead.
So y'all giving out jobs?
Okay, I'm just.
Hey, what we say, wear it on your sleeve, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead. I'm my bad. I ain't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, look, but I'm just saying, as you're looking for leaders, HR will kind of filter out. Right.
Yeah.
If you don't have this much time and leadership experience,
You can't even get in the room.
Exactly. So how do you expect somebody like you yourself spend all that time studying, all that time grinding, coming out? You're not even getting noticed.
It's like I got the answer.
And this a quick tip too. We won't get this secret out too much, but
Get a secret.
Get a secret out.
but hey, on that thought, I never really thought about that though.
Yeah.
Every time I seen it, I was like, forget that. Like that was just my mindset. I was just like, I can do this. What is it? This is a certain field that I need to know, but I know about it, so I can do it. So, but one quick tip for people that are applying for jobs right now is like some shortages of jobs. Some people getting laid off, and they're looking for opportunities and whatnot. If you see a job or opportunity that you're interested in and you're applying on that website, don't get discouraged about the experience. Put on there that you have that experience. No lie. No lie.
Hey, what you saying? Finesse. You know
No
what
lie.
I'm saying?
And
Finesse
it seems like you're finessing, but
that'll get you in the room though.
because the thing is, you're competing against there's millions of people applying to jobs. These recruiters, they're like trying to figure out, hey, do you meet these requirements? If you don't, all right,
checklist or not,
knocking you out.
And it's really a 20-second process. Boom, boom, boom. Nope. Boom, boom, boom.
A
Nope.
lot of
You know what I mean? So it's
times,
just like-
it's an algorithm. You only get to the recruiter.
Yeah.
You only get to the recruiter. And me and Jeremy was just talking about this, bro. Like I told Jeremy, I'm like, I've been trying to get into a sales job, right? Why? Because I know if they let me in that thing, it's over. Anyway, I'm being dead serious. So what happens is though, is like I do my thing as it is, and I'm happy where I'm at. But the whole part about it is like, y'all gotta let me in the room.
That's it. That's all it takes.
And Jerm, no, our conversations, I'd be like, bro, I just need to get into the room because my knowledge is, like, I know what I need to do. I know how to connect with certain people. I know certain groups. Like, I done study this, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to get to the room.
It is.
Especially when you're trying to go for, like, the top tier jobs, right?
Tier, yeah.
Now, when you're in the middle of the pack, it may be easier in the room. But, like, as you keep elevating up, it gets harder and harder. And, like, you got to know somebody.
Yeah,
And if you don't know somebody,
network. And you learn that from college.
Yeah.
But you also learn that from, mentors and things like that. And so everybody, I guess they get it however they can.
Right. And that's why I keep trying. Like, it's weird because I'm like my sister's mentor, and I try to tell her, like kind of like you were saying, I try to tell her like, yeah, you should do this. But I'm like, honestly, like figure out, like I told her this recently. I said, figure out something you can make a lot of money in at a very early age.
Yeah.
And I said from there, you can start navigating to your career from there.
Yeah.
Because
our goal really is not to work.
No,
I mean, unless that's just what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, unless some people just like, that's what I want to do.
Let me rephrase that. It's not to work at somebody's beckoning hand. I think it's more so you may still work, but you're doing your own thing.
The main goal is to have some level of freedom.
That's it.
In your life.
That's what I'm saying.
That's at least ours. Maybe it may be different for y'all. Y'all put it in the comments. What's your goals in life? But I feel like for me, it's like freedom. And if I can find an avenue that I'm good at.
Wait, what's freedom though?
Freedom financially, freedom from obligations.
What is being financially free? What's that?
Being able to
you
go
ain't gotta say the number.
Hey,
but I know you know the number.
We just gonna say 500 M's and just let them know.
but see, I think there's levels of thinking like that, right? You're saying freedom, and then you say you threw out the 500 M's, right? You say that. But like somebody would say, I just need $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I just need 100,000. People don't like really think like to that certain degree. There ain't no wrong with that. It's because
For me, I won't necessarily give the number, but that 500, that's what I put out there in the ether of what I'm trying to get to. But there's a certain level of things that I want to be able to accomplish from a family standpoint, being able to support. And I have a number on what it takes to do that, right? And so for me, that's what I have. And so having a compass on, hey, this is where I'm going. Is this area that I'm in right now? So if it's in tech, if that's going to be able to help me to do that, then this is my business partner. Think about your work as your business partner of your life. I
like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard you say that, Paul.
That's how you got to think about it, because of course, they want to get the most out of their investment, so you need to do the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's
I think a lot of that dives into networking. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously with a huge company, it's like they're looking at like, how much can you get from me? We're paying you this salary, okay, cool, but what you're thinking in your mind, like you just said, I can get something for you that's gonna set me up for that 500 M's, and that's
but you get something for yourself.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And I think it's weird, right? Because I love that I have like a little sister that's like in this moment, and I've been like kind of grooming her up for this. Cause I'm like, listen, like it's not about the money, but it is though, because you need money to do what you want to do. In my opinion, everybody's opinion is probably different, but like for me, it's like you can't be financially free being broke.
Yeah, facts.
Can you? I mean, I don't think. You still gotta work. You still gotta put a roof in. You still gotta pay the light bill. Cause let me tell you, if you don't pay these light bills, they gonna cut it off.
You're gonna be out in the street.
Bro, if you don't pay your mortgage bill, they gonna take the house. So you need money to make things happen. And so like some people have told me before, like, oh, like you think about money, like, of course I do. That's one of the main things that's gonna make you get where you want to get. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I don't know. I think it's like, so I know we kind of jumped all over the place, but I think like for college though.
Yeah, I think that ties into it.
And I think for college, I don't think it really matters, bro. Like at the end of the day, I don't think if you go to college, you don't go to college, as long as you're doing something productive, you're going towards your goals. I think that's what matters.
And I think it's about, my bad. I think it's about like making it work for you, like putting college in the Kedrick mode. How did college help me? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was different. It wasn't so much about the name, the degree title. It was more so like I met y'all. I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to network. I learned how to grind through certain situations while having that educational push behind it. You know what I'm saying? And for you, tech world, business, like college was huge for you. Like
no. First off, networking. I wasn't in tech though.
I mean, you get what I'm saying? Just like kind of diving into that business world. You know what I mean?
But it's completely different. I got in tech because of Germ. Germ kind of told me the whole like, he's like, yo, you come to tech. I'm like, tech? Yeah. And I started looking up and I started getting certifications and
But what I'm saying is you graduated from the B school, so you had some type of mindset of I want to be in business. You know what I'm saying? And through that, like I said, through my experience, you was able to network. Meet different people.
But just because I was in the business.
And you was even able to build a certain kind of drive because you saw this person, oh, he doing this or he doing that. This professor has done this. This professor is credible in this way.
But I can feel that same way about an art history teacher though. I can feel that. I feel like they so like.
Okay, that's a great point. But it's based off your preference and what it is that you're chasing. You know. So that's big. That's huge.
I will say this too. I do feel like in the grand scheme of things, like if we're looking at like college, is it really worth it or not, whatever. Like I will say that as I progressed through and I kind of look back on like my own path, like there were so many other jobs. Like I kind of put myself in my own situation, kind of, and it's because we all got our own paths, right? And I took a path because I was like, oh, this may be more financially rewarding, but really I could have took a different job out of college that would pay me more money, but I wanted to grind a little bit. And the other thing I was gonna say too is, how many? I feel like there are times where college is like, yo, this thing is worth it. Like I look at the executives that's at like the top companies. A lot of them went to Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
So you can say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like I think that's when it's, you know.
That's what I was talking about. We don't really know. We know, but we don't really know how much our profile actually plays into where we're at.
It's all specified to what it is that you're chasing.
Yeah, 'cause I could go and tell somebody that, you know, one of the brodies from back home, like, yo, this is all you need to do, boom, boom, boom. But
it may not work.
It may not work for them because they don't have like all the other things that
we don't even think about that until we, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of executives that didn't go to college too.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
I really feel like I said before, it's all about your drive and your preference. You know what I'm saying? Like these students who went to like Harvard, Yale to go be this, that they knew that's what they wanted to do. Like college, and this perfect segue back into what you said about coming out of high school. If you don't know exactly what it is you want to do out of high school, college is kind of like that buffer. Like I can go to college and kind of I got an extra 4 years to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole conversation.
You know what I'm saying? I got an extra 4 years to figure it out because a lot of kids don't have that mindset. Hold on, wait.
Did you figure it out?
No, I didn't. A lot of kids.
I didn't either.
A lot of kids. Listen, a lot of kids don't have that drive. Like, okay, I'm thinking about financially set my family up. It's just I went to college. Like I'm going to college. That's it. But it's like if you don't know exactly what you want to do, college can be that buffer. It just so happened our buffer was a top 10 public school in the country. You know what I mean?
What I do want to say, I don't want y'all to think that, hey, we telling y'all to go to college all the time. Like you saying, Charles, some things, it is a business at the end of the day. It's a business at the end of the day.
It's a financial business. I mean, you gotta
think about that.
Okay, so for example, I got my MBA. But if I had to pay for my MBA, there's no way I got my MBA. I was like, I'm not going into debt to get a thing. But I got my MBA because my company said I pay for it, and I'm like, all right, I do it. Come invest in myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if y'all don't pay for it, I go on y'all dime, but I ain't about to come out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
I think we also missing a whole nother avenue. Right. Passion. Find your passion, right? Because life is short. You'll spend however many years, right? Like we were talking about a age of 55 to retire. It's people who don't make it to 55. So you building, and mind you leaving a legacy, a financial legacy, right? Where your kids and your kids, because of what you've invested and what you've done, financially they're well off now. But you gotta realize life is short. Enjoy it, right? I mean, me personally, like I find true joy in going to work every day, and that ain't even
and working out.
I find joy in working out, and I find joy in Call of Duty when I be killing him. I find joy in basketball. I find joy. I got hobbies, right? Everybody need to have a hobby, but you got to realize I spend so much time at work. I spend a lot of time at work, right? So I got to be able to figure out how I can balance that. Because as I'm trying to build to the 500 M's, I want to enjoy doing it. I got to enjoy the journey. Because everybody's thinking about the goal. Like you said, like what's the goal that you're trying to get to? Educate, like will the education that you had, like will that get you to your goal?
Probably not.
Forget all of that. I'm not worried about my degree. I'm not worried about my occupation. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm not worried about anything else but am I happy? Am I happy?
And you know what? To your point, this is the
That's
biggest.
dope, bro. I'm glad you said that, bro. Cause that ring different to certain people.
But you know what it is though? That's what people don't understand. Like, y'all know I pride myself on work-life balance. I don't compromise that.
AKA lazy.
No, I work hard. I grind. I grind. No, for real. Like I grind, but I know when to like pick my moments to grind. I know when I need to chill out and take a mental reset. Like, cause I built that into my life, right? Like it's built in. I don't care what job I have, it's built in. But when you see me going hard, absolutely. But I think what people don't realize is you just said it. You work a lot. I work a lot. Everybody works a lot, bro. We're talking about we're technically in a recession right now. Companies are laying off. You work a lot for a company that can lay you off. And we had Sean on, and Sean was talking about, man, entrepreneur life crazy. Which it is. It's a different beast.
We've shown different sides of the spectrum.
Different sides of the spectrum. So when you really sit there and you think about it, it's like, okay, you gotta work hard for something. Work hard for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It don't matter if you work for this company, that company. It don't matter. Like, bro, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Like, you put in what you want to get out of it. So if you want to if you trying to get the 500 M's, yeah, you gotta build. You gotta build a lot for that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta build a lot to do that. But if you trying to get to whatever you trying to get to, like we were talking about it like pre-show. We were just like, yo, like I was basically saying, you can make $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million without even really trying. You just gotta have the blueprint right now while we young enough. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna become a time where we're like, I ain't gonna be able to do it because I'm older, bro. Like I'm trying to retire in 10 years. I'm trying to retire in 5 years, and I don't have enough money. That's a real bro. The average American has, I don't even know what it is, but it's like less than 50,000 in the bank. And I'm talking about these Americans who are like 50, 40, 60.
And not even the average African American family though.
We ain't even talking about that.
That's a different conversation. Yeah. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just a totally different. It's totally different how you look at it. And listen, we all went to college. We loved it. And I would say for me, at one point I thought college was like. So I'm basically I don't know which side of the fence I'm on. I'm in the middle. Cause like at one point I really felt like like I went to Carolina. Like respect that. I went to Carolina. You know,
people come to me and we're at work all the time. Duke fans, state fans. I feel proud to say I went to Carolina. I know in the back of their head they thinking, man, he went to Carolina.
He went to Carolina.
You can't take that from me.
But I will say though,
and I graduated from Carolina.
And
That's a big thing too.
But here's the thing though. But here's the thing that's been getting me though, bro. Like when you really start trying to go for them positions.
It's like that whole way.
It don't really matter. To some extent, bro. To some extent, like, look, I've seen it work and I've seen it not work, and I've seen it be like, oh yeah, they went to Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But see, when you say I went to
they don't
Carolina,
got EBA though.
but you know what I'm saying. When you say I went to Carolina, well, what are the other people that's saying that's interviewing for the same job?
I think Drake May said it best.
I went to Stanford.
What did he say? What Drake May say? What Drake May say?
I think Drake May said it best. The people that went to state only went to state because they couldn't get into Carolina.
Yes, sir. Facts.
That's true though. That's true.
I don't know if that's true though.
That's true.
I ain't gonna lie.
NC State got a good engineering program.
We are, they got a good engineering.
But you coming out telling me you gonna be
Oh, speaking of this,
They got a great engineering program. I try to go there.
So wait,
I got
hold on. So
I ain't gonna say it.
So I work with a guy. Listen, hold on. I work with a guy at my last job who went to state for agriculture and farming. $200,000 guy.
Yeah, poultry though. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So it's like that was always our battle. You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, state work for him. You know what I mean? But
what
it ain't
if you want to state for business? And you got engineering. I guess you can still call that business. It's business.
It's still
you can run your business.
It's still state though. Let's not
like that.
I think like to tie it all in though. I think the main thing though, fellas, like we gotta for people that are like trying to figure out what they want to do. College is an option.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to college. But the main thing is you just need to have an idea of like the life that you want to live. If it's your passion that you want to live it out, figure out how you can do that. Yeah. Like if you're younger right now, you don't really know. And also people that's watching and share this with people that are younger. Like get around people that are examples.
People that's older.
Yeah, that are older. Give examples. Give them examples of people that they can look towards. That they can reach out to. Hopefully they're available to speak. We busy, but hopefully you're able to have somebody to pour into your life to give you a blueprint of what you can follow. And if you apply it, maybe it works for you, or you can put your own little remix on it and create the life that you want. You know what I mean?
But you know what the best thing is that I think that we kind of created is like, bro, we have a group that we can communicate things to, like, and and it's different, right? It's different, like, cause like, we work in totally different industries, but at the same time, it's like, you got somebody to talk to, bro. You can be like, yo, like, what you think about this? Or like, how's this? And that person's opinion may not be like anywhere what you thinking. But it's just good to hear another perspective. I feel like for myself, when I talk to people, I'll be like, I'm not necessarily looking for you to tell me what to do, but it's good to hear like,
what you think.
I would think this. And it's like, It's a good point.
That's a good point, yeah.
You don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's two different perspectives. That's life. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I feel like as long as you open to like hearing what other people got to say, and you open to like driving that, bro, like you can't make a wrong decision. Yeah. Because you can not go to college, start a clothing company, and go crazy with it. Become a millionaire. It don't matter. Or you can go to college and not do nothing with it.
Man, we could give a master class on quality of life.
To kind of wrap my thoughts about what y'all saying, like I said, being from Charlotte, like the last couple of years, I've seen like so many like high school kids just kind of fall through those cracks, and there's a lot of kids like don't really have that avenue to where they can feel comfortable to reach out to people or even have that resource to reach out to. The mentors at school are busy keeping the kids from fighting or trying to keep the kids staying on the straight path just to even come to school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this and you have kids or know people who have kids in high school and that kind of need that drive, like please reach out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always about helping people grow through opportunities that I have. And this is an opportunity for me, being able to sit in front of a camera and kind of dive deep into the things that I've experienced, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, the generations are changed. Like the generation now that I was in, the generation now that's present, it's two totally different generations. I used to love going to school. I didn't want to miss a day of high school. You know what I mean? And it's just like one of those things where it's like help each other out where you can, man. And even if it's a simple conversation, a simple mentor, like please reach out if you know some.
And what I will say, if you want some inside tips on how the college life is, we got you.
We got you. But see, those experiences kind of molded and shaped. You know what I mean? And just like, whether it was partying, whether it was on L-Dot, you know what I'm saying, trying to take a test, but your mind focused on going to the pit after the test. You ain't even worried about the test, you know what I mean? But it's like, I passed.
Hey, listen, we got a video. We may post it, we may not. We'll show my face. I had a head full of hair. I don't got it no more. But listen. We were in our dorm room, and I was like, I made a beat. Cause I was so happy that I passed this class. I thought I was gonna fail for sure, and that's the greatest feeling I think I've ever had in my life, bro. Just knowing that I passed that class.
Send that to me.
Charles, send that. I know you got it.
Charles got it.
Hey man, but for real, man. Hey, shout out to everybody who tapped in. This is a great conversation.
For sure.
This is a really good one. I think people can take some nuggets from it.
At the end of the day, real quick, I want you to say, college worth it or not?
Yes.
Depends.
Depends.
Depends for me too. I want depends. Like, would I go for the experience? Absolutely.
Okay, I'm thinking more from an experience standpoint. So let's ask that question. Do you think college is worth it for a progressionary life experience? Yes. Okay, all right. Business experience, 50-50.
Well, no, I think you learn the business. I think I'm just talking about like,
not even business, just profession, career. Profession, career.
I don't really know.
Would you not do what you did? Like I'm saying, like we.
It ain't nothing else. 14%.
If you could go back, would you not go to college, man? Period.
No, I go.
You would go.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Because there's no experience. I've never experienced anything like that, bro.
I'm going. I'm there.
Listen. That's the first time that you start depending on other people. Like I'm like, CP, let me get the car. No good or what, he ain't got permission to give me the car, but he still gave me the car though.
He definitely did.
He gave it to me a few times. Now when I really need it, I don't know.
You depend on people. You find lifelong friends.
You do.
And you have connections that create lifelong friends. Not connected with y'all.
Like last thing. I would say this. Anybody who went to your alma mater, like it don't matter if you went to A&T.
It's a connection.
You went to some state, it don't matter if you went to Howard, UNC, Duke, NC State, whatever school you went to, I truly feel like I root for everybody at my school. Like anybody I see doing good, I'm like, oh man, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on LinkedIn, I'm looking, I'm like, new job, I'm like, let's go. You know what I mean?
And it's funny you say that because I was at the gym last week and somebody pulled up and they had a Tar Heel sticker on the back of their car.
Like, yo, what's
and
up?
I was like, yeah, you went to Carolina? They like, yeah. I'm like, what year you graduated? They like 17. I'm like, oh, I graduated 16.
That's different,
Then
yeah.
I'll be like, Rams 3. They like, oh, I lived in Rams 5. So it's always just that immediate connection, bro. No matter if you cross paths or have the same interest or anything.
My goddad went to school.
Similar troubles.
My goddad went to school before I was even born. And he went to Carolina. And his whole thing is like, man, I said, you know Rams? I said, man, that wasn't even that. It's just totally, but it's just cool to like, to connect on those type of things. But yeah, it's dope, man. So like, I hope
I wanted to go to Duke.
I hope all my Tar Heels, they keep winning, man. Keep winning.
All right, man. Hey,
That's cool.
Shout out to everybody for tuning in, man. It's a great episode. Episode 9 is in the books.
Let us know though. Is college worth it?
Yeah.
Y'all let us know in
tap
the
in
comments.
right here for
Yeah,
real.
for
Hey,
sure.
signing out, man. Hey, thank y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Happy holidays as well.
Hey, happy holidays, man.
Hey, we
Humble
out.
Bragg
Hey,
signing out.
UNC alums.
Yes, sir.
Peace. Good stuff, y'all.
Hey.